Working with standards can be a complex process. The Standards Reports in Atlas can help you navigate, explore, and maintain your standards alignments to add clarity and understanding. The Standards Analysis Report allows you to get a big picture view of the alignments to all the standards your school or district has chosen to use. You can start broad and zoom in to examine the specific alignment you're looking for. The Standards Overview Report allows you to see how standards scaffold and grow from one year to the next, giving you the ability to build on previous year's goals while setting your students up for future success. The Standards Reports in Atlas will help you reflect on your standards alignments as a school, department, or individual teacher. We will start by looking at the Standards Overview Report. This report will allow us to better get to know our standards and examine how they scaffold from one year to the next. Once you select the sets of standards you want to look at, you can choose the grade levels you want to see. Perhaps you want to examine the standards for your grade level, as well as the grades above and below yours. You can see how standards vary from year to year, allowing you to understand the knowledge your kids have coming into your class, as well as see what they'll need to be prepared for next year. You can also see from this report which standards have been targeted and aligned to, and in how many units. If you do not see the link for targeted and aligned standards below a standard, you will know that that standard has yet to be aligned to. You can always save this report or choose print if you like to have a hard copy to refer to. You looked at Standards Overview to get more familiar with the standards, but you can also review Standards Analysis to get a better picture of which standards have and have not been aligned to or assessed. When you first open this report, you will see how many standards have been aligned to by all of the teachers in your Atlas system. You can use the filters to find the specific information that is of interest to you. For example, you may want to see which of the high school functions standards have been aligned to, and which have been missed across your entire school. This will help you see where they're being covered and where alignments still need to be made. You can click on the full part of the progress bar to see where these standards have been aligned to, or click on the empty part of the bar to see which standards have not yet been aligned to. You can continue using the filters to narrow down further, such as looking at the standards that you have aligned to. Now you can continue to click on the progress bar to examine your individual alignments. If you want to revisit the Standards Overview report we saw earlier to read through all of the standards and see your alignments, you can jump straight into that report from here. As you are changing your filters and honing in on the report that best meets your needs, remember to pin, save, or share your report with your colleagues so that you can revisit it.